10:30, and the presentation that is going to come from Masvingo Diocese is on curriculum realities and the situational analysis in the Zimbabwean context. Masvingo Diocese, it's your time, it's your turn.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll try to be as brief as possible so that I won't be a victim of the sugars and BPs that we're being talked about here. I'm afraid I might collapse here as well. I'm looking at curriculum and reality, a situational analysis in the Zimbabwean context. I'll do it by way of slides, and I believe many of them, but we'll try to touch on certain issues that I think are of importance so that we can quickly go to our team break. Right, the issue of curriculum. We all know that there are changes that have taken place from the colonial education system until the introduction of the heritage-based curriculum of late. So I'm going to look at that, addressing issues to do with the heritage-based curriculum. The Zimbabwean education system has seen transformation from a largely theoretical colonial focus to a competence-based approach, that is 2015 to 2022, and subsequently heritage-based curriculum that we are offering in our schools right now. These changes have been necessitated by the need to make use of the available resources for the benefit of Zimbabwean communities, from an education system that empowers them economically, socially, psychologically, and spiritually. This can be seen on the thrust on learner exit profiles, especially in the skills-based approach, where learners come out of school armed with survival skills for self-employment, using indigenous knowledge and resources, promoting national identity and cultural relevance. The HBC is tailored to resonate with the national vision of securing an upper middle income economy by 2030. However, there seems to be a gap between the intent of the curriculum and the realities on the ground. I'll look at the curriculum intentions. These include the promotion of indigenous knowledge systems and national heritage, the need to equip learners with 21st century skills like ICT, entrepreneurship, and critical thinking. Support life skills and productivity from early grades. The use of local languages and contexts for meaningful learning. And the promotion of both STEM and STEAM subject areas. I'll look at the heritage-based curriculum and reality. There are challenges associated with our curriculum. Since it is newly established, there is need to keep on researching on identified challenges that need to be addressed in order for our curriculum to sail ahead. I'll look at the resource gap. We have practical subjects such as agriculture, woodwork technology and design, metal technology and design, textile technology and design, among many others. But most rural and peri-urban, as well as satellite schools, face challenges in acquiring facilities and material needed to deliver practical aspects of the heritage-based curriculum. We also have visual and performing arts. The intention is quite okay. We want our learners to have performing skills in arts, for example, music and other aspects, maybe sport and so on. But the difficulty here in the implementation of VBA is the shortage of relevant instruments or even the rehearsal space. So scarcity of resources undermines promotion of practical skills and cultural expression. When we look at the use of ICT tools, again, there's a great challenge as there is need for adequate funding in the acquisition of such tools to ensure integration of new technologies. So there is need for increased equitable resource allocation in our schools. The thrust here is that each and every school must move towards the use of new technologies, and therefore resource acquisition needs to be taken seriously if we are to achieve to a great extent. We also have the issue of teacher preparedness and professional development, which is a challenge again, considering that many teachers were trained under the old academic-oriented curriculum. And so they struggle to shift to the new philosophy underpinning the heritage-based curriculum. Some lack confidence and others resist change, thereby lagging behind and slow down the process of change. Retraining of such personnel needs speeding up, and professional development is of utmost importance with focus on practical skills, pedagogical approaches, and curriculum implementation strategies. There is a mismatch between curriculum content and societal needs. The previous presenter was talking of lack of intercourse between the two. While the curriculum emphasizes entrepreneurship and the teaching and learning of STEM subject areas, some schools face challenges in having basic infrastructure, electricity, and internet connectivity. So this affects implementation capacity. While we may want to see the curriculum taking giant strides in establishing itself through different processes that we undertake. The challenges I've mentioned are a hindrance to that kind of progress that we want. Then we have assessment methods. In the case of technology and design subjects, I feel that trade testing needs to be done at the end of the secondary school course, as many of our learners do not afford tertiary education. Tinoona isusu kuti matrade test aya anoitwa mwana aita macourses ake kana kupoli kana kuuniversity, but kune vakawanda vasingakwanisi kuenda ikoko, zvokuti dai vaigona kupuwa mukana nekuita kwatinoita ma-practical subjects kuzvikoro kwaitwa trade testing, aigona kunge aine certificate akakwanisa kupinda kunoshanda achishandisa that certificate, ozozvisimudzirawo hake pamberi apo, but at least aine a recognized qualification, except the qualification on the certificate, ordinary or advanced level. Then we have the issue of community engagement here, which is very important in ensuring curriculum relevance and responsiveness to local needs. Consultative forums actively involving teachers, parents, and community members in curriculum development and implementation remain key in promoting all stakeholder ownership of the new education system. Public debate and involvement avoids the disconnected nature between the curriculum and the needs of the community. So this calls for a holistic approach where resistance to change is minimal. Sometimes you notice that, yes, consultation is going on, but it's not reaching some of those areas where we feel there is need. So consultation may end at certain levels, whilst the rest will only get informed of what is transpired and are asked to implement something they do not really understand. So I think there's a need for resource mobilization to ensure that consultative meetings, forums, public debates undertaken to all levels that matter in the implementation of our curriculum. Then I'll conclude by saying, while it remains plausible that a new and well-meaning heritage-based curriculum is already underway and greatly embraced by all, cultural technologies of domination from the colonial period continue to exist today and influence the social-cultural institutions. However, heritage education has the capacity to develop a sense of ownership, identity, and responsibility in communities, remaining fundamental to people's lives. It has the potential again to promote and reconfigure learners' understanding of themselves in relation to place, time, belief, identity, and culture, which had been eclipsed in the trajectory of colonial academics. It brings with it cultural exorcism to detoxify Zimbabweans to appreciate their cultural heritage more and to conversate with it through cross-cutting themes in education. There is no abstracted learning as seen in immortalizing colonial education, but full learner engagement in processes that draw on content and methods from their heritage knowledge. Continuous training of foot soldiers remains key to successful implementation of the HBC through seminars, in-service programs to raise the level of appreciation, remuneration issues, and a deeper engagement with Ubuntu and associated heritage discourse to meet the intended aspects of decolonizing the mind, to embrace the current educational discourse. The previous presenter talked about the issue of remuneration as a motivation to see to it that our education system repays the efforts of the foot soldiers, women, implementation of the curriculum on the ground. It is quite important that these foot soldiers need to be recognized by means of well-meaning remuneration packages so that the implementation of our curriculum can be successful and achieved as intended by the time frame set in 2030. With these words, I want to thank you for giving an ear to my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, the Diocese of Masvingo, for the presentation. Makasikira kupenza chaizvo. Saka ndinoimba kuti vaya vada kunowati vanorima in time. Thank you for the presentation of particular interest issues relating to trade testing in secondary schools, not only to focus on the National Foundation Certificate, but we need to proceed to the National Certificate, the Exco National Certificate. I understand most of us, high schools, we are doing Hexagon National Foundation Certificates. Why don't we proceed doing the National Craft Certificate? That is a 2-3 year course. We can start it at Form 2, then by end of Form 4, one should have acquired the National Craft Certificate. I think we need to look at a policy shift on that. There is need for stakeholder engagement, thorough stakeholder engagement, to gather relevant information on what needs to be done in our curriculum. That was one of the areas he mentioned. We also need to remunerate the foot soldiers. Let's motivate the foot soldier. If we are not thoroughly taught and motivated, so we need that area to be addressed. Thank you very much, Masvingo. Right, I'm being advised by Dr. Natanta that the 30 minutes that we down 20 minutes that we down was Panomucha Kura past Dofungo to Amaya from Michana Chenda Kuti, Onoshika Kuti, times and cheeses at 1 hour, or 1 hour periods. At 30 minutes and 2 days, the achievements that we have managed between last year's conference up to now. Raptaka or St. Columbus from Blawai. Can you come in front and tell us the achievements that we've managed so far from the last conference we had up to now? Thereafter, we get information from St. David's Bondagosai, and that is Manicaland, and after Manicaland, we have Mashugo Diocese to give us those achievements. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Thank you very much. As St. Columbus High School, we continue with our business-mindedness as a school. One of the things that we've done since the past period is to establish a water purification plant, and we are producing our own water for sale. We do the branding for several partners, customers. Some schools that have got some functions, we provide them with water with their own brand. We also are in the engagement with some soccer teams in Malawi. Whenever they've got some sporting activities, they get our water. They've fallen in love with our water. It's quite good water. So it's a project that was spearheaded by our SDC and our fundraising team, and it's a very, very viable project. Unfortunately, I did not bring the quantified information in terms of the proceeds that we've made so far, but it's a very, very good business for the school. Our learners also have access to safe water. As you know that we are stationed in Makokora, but we've got very, very good fresh water available for our learners, for our staff, for the members of the community, and for our partners. So I encourage friends to look at that project. It's a very interesting one for the school. Even some churches with some events, they come and get water from us. Of course, we have also embarked on our transport industry, where we are now beginning to transport our learners from the school to the city hall, so that the learners are actually safe from walking some distance. So a good price has been made by the SDC for the learners to pay for their bus fares from the school to town and in the morning. It's something that is really being worked on and has been materialized. It's just a question of beginning the activity now, or beginning the business. We also have a very viable garden project. We continue to produce some vegetables. We're doing poultry, we're doing our chickens. We are selling to several customers. It's one area where we are saying we're actually doing business as a school. We have also repackaged some interesting curriculum for our learners. I'm sure we all know that we do have a section of people who need Cambridge examinations. We've embarked on a full-scale Cambridge section within our school, where learners come and access Cambridge examinations at affordable prices. But this is not a replacement of the ZIMSE curriculum at all. We do have a select few people who want that service, and we just cater for them. And this makes our school very competitive against major giants in the city and in the country. So we continue to rebrand our school and face new challenges. And also in the issue of our grounds, we really commercialized. We have increased since then the commercialization of our grounds, where we maintain them and we hire them out, and we are making very, very good business from that. One area which we are also working on very, very hard is the production of our own uniforms. Everything is in place. We are acquiring the right machinery, right equipment, and the right human resource capital so that we produce our own uniforms and also produce uniforms for others. Those who need some uniforms, can be sporting uniforms or school uniform. We're not forcing anyone to buy from us, but our prices will actually invite you to come and buy from us. So we are very much clear of the policies on the selling of uniforms and stuff like that. As a commercial school, we are also entering into that business. And of course, our well-known VocTech department is in Columbus High School. The previous speaker has spoken very well about improving the qualifications of our learners at school. We are in very, very close consultation with Malawi Polytechnic College to make sure that our learners attain best qualifications in areas of motor maintenance, machine shop engineering, and all those things. Those courses are very, very handy, and our learners are beginning to make business out of that entity of practicals. So whatever people might think about these subjects of commercialization of the school, St. Columbus High School, we are taking business seriously. And we also maintain our tradition as one of the best schools in terms of academics and discipline. And we are looking forward to much, much greater performance, even in the forthcoming examinations. Thank you very much for listening to me. I think I can end here. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Samanga Sisi, head St. David's Girls High School, Bonda, in Mudasa District, Manicaland Province. We do very well as a school in many aspects of school life. We are a girls-only school with an enrollment of 1,183 girls, which is quite big. So we increased our enrollment this year, and we also did some classrooms so that we could fit in the girls, and we are also in the process of increasing student accommodation. We are also leading in technology. We do online reporting with our parents and the students. papers home. The parents just access information online. And in sporting, we have also done well. We do very well in volleyball and basketball, and we intend to develop an academy for volleyball. We also have some projects, running projects. We do our own layers, we do our own broilers. We can produce up to 2,000 per goal. We are also in the process of constructing a church which accommodates more than 1,000 congregants at one go. We also are in the transport business, and we have got 3 buses which we use for our trips as well as for hiring out to other institutions and organizations. We also do a life skills program for the girls so that they know how to respond to various situations. We expose them to the hard and the soft skills which will assist them at tertiary institutions, especially for the lower and upper sixth formers. We have maintained a pass rate of 100% at O level for the past 3 years. We have also copied the idea of a garment factory, the garment factory from St. Mary's in Harare, and we are already doing our uniforms, and we hope to expand it to do uniforms and regalia for other schools, not only in the Anglican Diocese of Anglican, but at the national level. We are also a proud Cambridge Center, and we have a number of students who register for Cambridge. Thank you very much.
Great things are happening in our institutions across the nation. Thank you very much, Head St. Columbus and Head St. David's Bonda Keosai. Ndimendem anizia mendem uiso yawa kuzvia anondipira chaizvo vanongoti morari isumuke so tongotanga muri kwamuri ikoko morari yacho tongosumuka.
Jamaluwa, Matelo Jamaluwa, Matelo Jamaluwa, Matelo Jamaluwa.
Yeah, sure, man. He showed that so, thank you so much, ma'am. Can I have one from the primary sector? Kuti vatudzo achievements avakaita. I call upon Vandakaderera, Mrs. Mashisha, the new brooms. You have only 4 minutes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, reverends. We are at St. John's Primary, Mafumo in Chikwaka, and as a school, we have a few projects running. We managed from last year to connect unlimited access to Wi-Fi Starlink for the school. We have solarized the admin block. We have added another water tank to help with the water situation at the school. We have built a 4-classroom block, and we are putting 4 more. We intend to put 4 more before the end of the year. We are putting prefabs. We've got a high rate of sitting at the school. We've got 16 classrooms that we're learning from outside. So we want to improve the situation before the rainy season. We have started reviving the school garden and chicken project with the help of our sister school, St. John's High Chikwaka. We have promised to be our chief, we are going to be their chief supplier of chicken for the boarding school. We are at an advanced stage in constructing, with plans in constructing a 2-block home office, state-of-the-art computer lab for both junior and senior classes. We've also changed our school uniform. It had become outdated. It's the old one that was used since Rhodesia. So we have changed it to suit modern times so that we compete with the appraising colleges. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thank you so much, Ma'am Mashisha. Can we have a prayer for a tea break from Reverend Venerable Majonjo? Okay. Venerable. Okay. Kangweni. Thank you.
Alimashita amatishidza notenda nekuda kwezvizhinji zvamatigashidza kubva pakuedza kwekunze chitirangarirai kuti akunogashira zvekudya zvinopafadze nemi kuti apo tinotora kudya uku kuti kutsene tinokushandirai kubudikidza naJesu Kristu tenzeri.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, we are going for a tea break, but we are supposed to begin here by 10 to 11. 10 to 11, we are supposed to be all seated
10 to 11 are all supposed to be seated. That way, because later on, we want to move time. Thank you so much.